What's up, guys? So, I actually finally got it figured out as to why I tend to create more content in winter. And the reason for that, I don't even know how I was not realizing that. But the reason for the fact that I create more content in winter is because business is actually slower in winter. So, I want to discuss that. If you have your business or you just started your business or your side hustle and you wondering what's happening, it's really dependent on the business that you have started or the business that you are running. It's just something that happens to most businesses actually. Now there might be some exceptions of businesses that actually don't experience a downtime or a slower season. But the reason for my business specifically, and I think anybody who's in the tattoo business, in the beauty business, and businesses that are services where people have to come to your studio or your shop or anything of that sort, you might realize that things are a bit slower. The reason for that really is just because it's too cold. People don't want to go out when it's too cold. So I'm not speaking to people who come from countries that are cold all year round. You might not experience the same things we are experiencing because people are aware that this is the weather and they have accepted it. But if you are in South Africa or here in Africa during winter, business is not so high. I mean, I think about it myself right now. Coming to the shop, I came and thinking to myself, man, that's a bit too cold for me to be sitting in the shop the whole day. What am I gonna do? I can create a video. After creating a video, I can do some ads, or I can improve on the website, on the Google listing. But after that, beyond that, there's not much that I can do unless I'm doing a side hustle that can work for me during the season. It got me thinking of a friend of mine, Kela. He runs a coffee company, Kela Coffee Company, and winter is his favorite season because he's in the coffee industry. Coffee is a hot beverage, so obviously during winter time he feels or sees a peak in his business, and he always says it, man. Like, winter is my favorite season. You crying? I'm not. I'm happy, and obviously I'm happy for him, and I love that for him, and I would like for him to continue on the same trajectory of success during the hotter seasons, come up with a way to make sure that his business is still experiencing the kind of peak that he experiences during winter time. And obviously, I would like that for myself as well. This is obviously with growth. This is obviously with a client list that keeps on growing. But if you find yourself experiencing that, yeah, business is very slow, just understand that it's just a season. It's going to pass. It's nothing too hectic, It's nothing too hectic. Just ensure that you are able to at least pay your bills and be smarter than me. During peak seasons, make sure that you save as much money as possible so that you can pay your bills seamlessly. Because me paying my bills during winter time is a bit of a struggle, but I do survive, thankfully. Yeah, so I had written down something that I want to talk about is why entrepreneurs can't get credit. Not 100% sure if this is the same for other countries, but I know this is the case for South Africa. Getting credit in South Africa as an entrepreneur is next to impossible, but I'm learning ways of actually circumventing that challenge. And I will tell you why it's almost impossible to get credit as an entrepreneur. And then I'll tell you ways in which you can actually change that for yourself. I'm implementing these plans myself. So I decided, why not share what I am doing right now to ensure that I can apply for credit in the next 2 years, like big credit. And when I say credit, I'm not talking about getting a phone or a phone contract or something like that. I'm talking about buying a car. I'm talking about buying a house. I almost felt as if that person was passing, is coming into the shop. It's more difficult for banks to give entrepreneurs credit specifically for one reason. The income is not stable. The income is not stable, and number two, you probably don't even have a pay slip for yourself in your own business. So with the income being not being stable, sometimes it comes in cash and you use that cash. You actually don't bank that cash. You pay your bills with that cash instead of putting that cash into your bank account to show a flow of income coming into your business bank account or into your personal bank account. So what happens is that creditors see that as risky, because if they give you money but they see that your bank account, sometimes there's 10,000 rand, sometimes there's 30,000 rand, although it's good money but it's not consistent. They don't see that if we say that you're going to pay whatever credit that you've applied for, you're going to pay 5,000 rands a month, and we put that against your bills, other bills except for the credit that we are giving you, and there we go, we're giving you 7,000 rands, like you have to repay your premium 7,000 rands a month for whatever it is. But sometimes your bank account receives 10,000, sometimes it receives 8,000, sometimes it receives 30,000. And you may have received more than that in every single month, but you actually don't put that money into your bank account. So it feels and seems risky for them. Numbers is what speaks for them. It doesn't matter what you say, even if you do an affidavit or some shit like that. What matters most for them is what they can see. And the income has to be consistent. So this is what I am doing at the moment. I have decided that I'm going to pay myself a salary, a stable salary. It's not a big amount, actually. It's an amount that I feel that I can afford for myself after paying all my bills. But I'm banking all the money in a different bank account. And then at the end of the month, I pay myself a specific amount into my personal bank account. And then I create a pay slip for myself. You can create a pay slip through software such as Sage or other softwares that you can find. It's not illegal. This is not legal or financial advice, by the way. I'm just saying these are the things that I am doing, and this is advice that I got from other people and I also saw on YouTube myself. So I decided, let me share this as well. At the end of the month, every single month, I'll be giving myself a salary. And then once peak season comes in, I might give myself an increase with 1,000 rand or maybe 2,000 rand in my salary and in my pay slip. But what I have to ensure is that even during the downtimes next year, when winter comes back and business is slow again, I ensure that during the peak seasons, I was saving as much money as possible so that I can continue paying myself the same amount that I was paying myself and creating that pay slip. And at the same time, the credit that I already have, which albeit is small credit, I'm paying off my accounts. I am paying them consistently and I'm decreasing my credit utilization. The next thing that I want to do, obviously, is to get internal connection with a company like Telkom, where they actually check your credit. After checking your credit, then they can give you that. That also boosts your credit score. And then over time, I'll be taking in debt. This is where debt is actually beneficial to you. I'll be taking in debt so that I can show that I'm able to pay off my debt. But the thing that I have to be careful with, and which is the same thing that you have to be careful with, is ensuring that when in future you're going to visit creditors that you want to visit for things that you need, maybe a home loan or a car loan. It's not called note in South Africa, I don't think so. You ensure that the creditors are aware that you don't need debt in order for you to survive. You don't live off debt. You don't depend on the debt that you have in order for you to survive. And that will help you with your credit score. That will help you with your ability to gain credit as an entrepreneur. Today's a short video, and I just wanted to share these two things: that seasons change. They're not the same. Depending on your business, you might experience it going down. You might experience it going high. Don't get overexcited or what's the opposite of overexcited? Don't get overexcited or the opposite of that, depending on how your business is doing during that time and how to increase your credit and why it's almost impossible as an entrepreneur to get credit. Use that, don't use that, it's up to you. But if you're going to use it, good luck. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next one.